psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the paranormal priestess, and I'm back for another video. This is going to be a quick one for you guys. I don't want to keep this one too long, but there's definitely something that I want to touch on that has been coming up quite frequently in my readings, and I really feel that it's something that is important to talk about. And what comes up is normally I'll have a client that will be going through their spiritual awakening, and they're new to going through this awakening, and they experience a lot of very uncomfortable feelings, a lot of very uncomfortable thoughts, even uncomfortable physical sensations, symptoms within the body. And they often are really upset about this. They view it as a negative thing. And they often are not able to see the greater overall picture as to why this is happening, what the purpose of it is, other than just making them miserable and suffering. So I wanted to do this video for anyone out there who really does feel like they are going through a spiritual awakening right now, and we'll talk about the purging. I also want to give some advice as to newly awakened people, whether they're spiritually awakened and they have a twin flame, or they're just spiritually becoming aware. Some advice, some things that I know that I've learned along the way. In terms of purging, as it's often called, the release, what I wanted to say is that the releasing and the purging process is something that is there to absolutely help you and not hinder you. Depending on the person and what they do need to release, what's there, how much they've accumulated in terms of negative thought patterns, emotional patterns, karma, dharma, it really depends on the individual as to what they'll experience, how severe it is, how long it will take, and also how they are handling it is very, very important to talk about. Now, everyone is very different in terms of their experiences, and the reason why this kind of release and this kind of purging has to happen to begin with is in order for us to get rid of what is no longer serving our highest good, all this toxic stuff, to get rid of that, and so that way we are going to be cleaner and lighter, higher vibrational, and it's going to take us to the next spiritual level. And of course, this is very much required, especially if you have a twin flame, which a lot of people, especially clients, are coming to me these days that they are recently discovering that they are a twin flame, whether it be that they discovered it first physically or with the higher self communication. And they're discovering this, but then what they're also discovering, what comes along with that, is all of this really crazy, upsetting, anxiety-ridden, depressing, and, physically challenging symptoms that are coming up. And a lot of times it's really, it really has a negative spin. The person will actually only view it as a negative thing, and that can make matters just a lot worse. No, it's definitely not, it's not comfortable to go through it. However, it really depends on us as to our perspective of it and how we can work with it and not against it. So what normally happens is that the angels and guides will come in as I'm doing a reading, and they will express the greater picture of it. Why are we going through this? Well, it's because we truly are becoming who we're meant to become. And we are really love incarnate. We are really light. And we're meant to experience happiness. We're meant to experience, good things, everything that's abundant. But of course, we have free will choices with that. So, Earth is a school. So we're going through all these different learning phases of our lives. We accumulate, let's just say, a lot of stuff. And a lot of this stuff can be negative stuff. And what happens is when we're beginning to go through our spiritual awakening, it's like a trigger happens, and it's like, all right, now it's time to get rid of all of this stuff. But as we're getting rid of it, we have to unfortunately, the part comes where we have to experience it. We're re-experiencing this stuff. I can definitely say that with my own spiritual awakening, I definitely can say that I went through the physical stuff, I went through the mental stuff, I went through the emotional stuff. There are a lot of tears. There are a lot of tears that can come with it. There are, um, you know, things or memories that come back up, that a lot of times we feel like maybe we're not ready to look at or handle. I refer to this as shadow work. Some people refer to it also as the dark night of the soul. And I think that the best way, as far as my experience goes, of handling this is really just to accept the process. Kind of, send love to the process and not send negative energy to it. Because the more you fight the purging or you're fighting the releasing rather than, sending it love and acceptance and forgiveness, the longer it's going to take, the more pain, you're just going to exasperate the situation. So really accepting it and just surrendering to it and realizing that it's for your highest good, I say, is definitely the best way of going about it. Whatever you can do during that time that is going to nurture you, and I always say this, and I stand by it when I talk to clients, is that with all this spiritual knowledge that comes with this spiritual awakening, it becomes sometimes very overwhelming, and people want to just go run out and run onto YouTube and go buy a million books and try to figure out everything all at once. And this information becomes extremely confusing, overwhelming, and can knock a person off balance, whereas they're not even enjoying the simplicity and the gift of living on earth. We're here to have a human experience, a physical experience. Yes, we're spiritual beings. Yes, it is beautiful to be spiritual and be aware that we're multidimensional. However, if that's going to take away from the fact that we are living this earth life and that there are simple enjoyments that are worth celebrating, it's just not good. I have gone through this myself, where I've consumed just way too much information at once, or was constantly becoming addicted to finding information spiritually, and it really can just keep your wheels turning and just unground you, and you're not going to be present in your life and being in the moment. So with spiritual awakening and dealing with the releasing and the purging and all of that and everything being brand new, take baby steps, accept what you're going through, and don't try not to view it as it being bad or a negative thing. Even if you are feeling those feelings, allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Don't blame yourself. Don't put guilt on it. Allow it. This is there for you to make your peace with. Make peace with it. Realize that there are no mistakes. There are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason, and it's to teach us. It's for our benefit. It's for our growth. The word is growth. Growth. And so in order for us to grow to the next spiritual level, to get there, we have to understand that there are a lot of things that we take with us, that are not going to be at that higher level. They're going to only keep us down. They're toxic. However, there are also gifts for us. Maybe if people were to view it as that, it wouldn't be as bad, even though you're feeling what you're feeling and you're still going through it. Realize that it's not that it's a bad thing, it's just that it's a necessary clean out or cleanup. I think that helps a lot. I also really, really feel that, again, staying in the moment and try to do things for yourself that are nurturing and that you can celebrate every day things. Whether it be a favorite funny movie or a romantic movie, whether it be, getting a cup of coffee or your favorite tea, whether it's, just playing with your pet or taking a walk. I definitely I always talk about nature and had nature being a great way of cleansing and taking in new energy, connecting with your physical surroundings. That is always helpful. Staying very grounded through spiritual awakening, truly, truly helpful, because it really has to be about balance. So even though all this spiritual information and all this intuition is coming through, and you want to learn more and more and more and more, and just the books keep piling up, and the YouTube videos just keep getting saved and liked, and you keep going and looking at card readings and all these different forecasts, it can be too much too quickly, and it can also detract from the fact that you're having trust and faith in the higher power. And that's much more important. Having faith and trust and surrendering to the divine as well is so much more important than trying to cling to other people's truths and cling to other people's experiences. Now, I'm not saying that hearing someone else's story won't be helpful in some way, or perhaps someone gives information that you may resonate with it. But if you resonate with it, great. But what I'm trying to explain is to just find your own truth. Be able to understand that you are being taken care of by Source, by the divine, and that sometimes too that more information is not always going to be better for you. It can make things extremely ungrounded and very confusing. So those are just a couple of things that I learned along the way. Be kind to yourself. Write down all the qualities about yourself that you love. If you're going through a really rough time and you might be just kind of turning on yourself, make sure that you are going to help yourself by telling yourself all the great qualities that you have. Even something like making a grateful list is really, really important, just to be thankful for what you have, because that opens the doors to abundance for you. It helps to put things in realistic perspective, that you do have so much to be thankful for. You do have so many gifts. Because it can be a very fragile time when one's spiritually awakening and they're trying to just search for everything, and plus they're going through this whole release process. I will talk more about this in other videos, but I just wanted this to be a quick video to support anyone out there who is awakening. Accept the process, send love to it, work with it. Whatever you need to do to help you to release. If you need to write things out, keeping a journal, burning letters, taking salt baths, nurturing yourself, connecting with nature, just connecting with your own breath and your own body, yoga, Tai Chi, having your own kind of private spiritual ceremonies just to help keep things with the connection between you and Source. Whatever you feel you need to do as an individual to nurture you and keep you balanced, do it. Because honestly, this is the truth. Only you are in charge of your journey. Not a spiritual healer or a spiritual teacher or anyone else that you may talk to on social media. I mean, yes, it can be helpful and it can inspire you, and you may feel that you can find some support from it. But ultimately, the greatest support is yourself and your support from your higher power, your angels, your guides, whoever you believe in. That's the honest truth. And so just understand that, and you will do beautifully. And it doesn't have to be any harder if you don't allow it to be. So it's all about perspective. So I hope this was helpful for everyone, and blessings to anyone who was drawn to this video and who's recently going through their own spiritual awakening. Don't let anyone tell you that it's this horrific, horrific thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's meant to be. It's going to truly pay off. Understand and just focus on the positive spiritual picture, and you'll be fine. Love you guys. Take care. Until next time, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Bye now.